Hello everybody. Brief spite of warmth. It's going to go up to 49 degrees today. Yay-ha. So we're going to launch right into it, guys. It's the odd news report. Covering the odd news. The news that they don't want you to hear. The liberal media keeping it from you. All right, here we go. UPI.com, 9-pound goldfish found swimming in South Carolina lake. Oh my God. What? Parks officials in a South Carolina county shared a photo of a massive 9-pound goldfish found by researchers doing a fish population survey of a lake. Wow. All right, also UPI.com, of course, one of our favorite odd news sources. Manatee escapes from bike tire in Florida. Some of these odd news headlines, you know, you just have to check them out just to figure out what they're talking about. Like, you know. So let's look at that one real quick. There we go. A manatee previously spotted with a bike tire wrapped around its body. Oh, okay. Turned up more than a year later with the tire no longer in place. I thought they meant like, I don't know what I thought that meant. All right, here we go. Meteorologist delivers the weather with winning lottery ticket in pocket. So, why is that news though? I mean, a meteorologist with an Iowa TV station said he went to work for 2 days without revealing he had a nearly 17 grand winning ticket in his pocket. He works for KCCI in Des Moines. I told the lottery that he won almost 17 grand in the lottery, one of the lottery games, after buying this ticket at a convenience store. Didn't look at his ticket until he's back in the car. I looked down and saw I was a progressive jackpot winner, he said. I ran back in the store and yelled that I won. He knew he wouldn't be able to get the money till Monday. So the winning ticket went into his wallet where it remained while he delivered weather reports Saturday and Sunday. He said keeping the secret was a challenge. I don't see why this is such odd news. Or things are exceedingly boring in Des Moines. It's so hard when you see a friend and you have great news, but you can't tell them anything, he said. He said the winnings will help him pay off the car and the rest will go toward buying a house. I just, having lived in California for so long, when somebody says they're going to take 17 grand, pay off a car, and then put the rest toward a house, you're thinking, not much. We'll be going toward the toward the house, maybe a doorknob. Your basic house is $1 million. All right, but that's also outrageous. You say, well, it's just market forces. It's not just market forces. That's the problem. say, well, it's not socialism. No, but well, it's too long to get into. It's too long to get into, guys. But over the years, the supply has been limited, and a lot of tax advantages have been given to current homeowners, and so as a result, and lack of development, lack of rental units, blah, 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 blah. Could go on and on. All right, we're keeping it light, though. Let's see. We did the goldfish thing. Social media helps reunite man, 92 years old, with his college leather jacket. All right, we got to find out this guy. A 92-year-old North Carolina man who accidentally drove off with his college leather jacket on the roof of his car was reunited with it with help from social media. He's 92 years old, Winston-Salem. Said he still wears his leather jacket often because it reminds him of his success as a runner at the school from 1949 to 1952, University of Maine. Oh, I see. I thought I put it on top of the car, got in the car. Speaking of 90-year-olds, did you see that guy? He was the first person in his town to get a, from Britain, first, what was he? I think he was just one of the first. I don't know if he was one of the first, but one of the first people in London to get the coronavirus vaccine, the COVID vaccine, the COVID vaccine. He was just so charming. He had such a great London accent. I can't do it, but he was so proper and yet so common at the same time. He said, I rang them up and I said, you're giving out the vaccine, aren't you? And they said, yes. Can you come? And he said, yes. How about 12 noon? And I drove down, and I couldn't find a damn parking space. This 92-year-old guy, he was really funny, and I was late. I was late for my vaccine, but well, I went in and I didn't even know that she put the shot in. She was speaking with me and I was answering her questions, and then she said, well, it's done. I said, it's done? I didn't even feel a thing. It's great, man. The weird thing is I tried to find that video later on YouTube. I couldn't find it. I think it was, well, it's a CNN. If you want to look for it, it's so loud over there. Let's go this way. It's a CNN. Let's go this way. CNN reporter in London interviewing a 92-year-old London citizen. It's really funny. All right. People are like, this guy's great. Funny thing is, he says he grew up in London. And people in the comments are like, I'll bet this guy's accent sounds like he's from London. This isn't Edinburgh or something. I'm like, not Edinburgh, but this isn't, give me another town in England. Nice geography. I'm thinking, yeah, he just said he's from London. They're like, his accent is definitely London. It's not enough. Oh, man. All right. So the guy got his leather jacket back. Okay. So far the odd news has been, you know, good, not great. Well, this is interesting. I just read this yesterday too. Fourth mystery monolith spotted, this time in Texas. And there's another one. There's been a few now. And these guys, these steel, there's one in, I think like San Luis Obispo or north of LA along the coast. These steel workers, these guys owned a welding shop. And they said they read about the, basically they put up a monolith on the top of a hill somewhere. And he said, we're just country boys, you know. And they said when they heard about the first monolith that was in Utah, in the canyon lands, in the Badland, whatever they call the canyon lands there. By the way, if you get a chance, go to those canyon lands in Utah. Those national parks. One of them is called Canyon Lands. One's called Bryce. That's really cool. But they said, as soon as they heard about that first monolith, they said, you know, somebody's going to do another one, so it might as well be us. So they created a pretty good one because they're metal workers. They know how to make a good one. And they put it up. And I'm not sure if it's exactly where it was, what, I may have the location wrong, but that's the, if you saw the news where these guys are part of a Christian youth organization. I think they're mostly guys that went up there and either damaged it or tore it down or knocked it down or something, because, you know, they saw it as like a false god or false idol, something like that. And they asked the guys that made it about it. They said, no, it's not a false idol. We were just making a joke. He goes, but we really don't appreciate city folk coming up here, because they drove up from LA, I guess, the youth organization. He said, we don't appreciate city folk coming down up here and ruining our stuff. It reminds me of some guy, like some country boy, upon realizing that there's a lot of people coming up to his area looking for Bigfoot, because there's supposedly all these Bigfoot sightings. He created these big feet, almost like snowshoes. Maybe he did use snowshoes, but you know, and he ran around in the woods with these big feet on. That is really funny. And so what happened? More and more people came. That's how you build up your business, man. Got a slow economy in the old hometown. Get a ghost story going. All right. So yeah, fourth monolith found, this time in Texas. I get the idea. I'm not going to pursue that. Next one, martial artist punches through 62 clay targets for Guinness record. Okay, all right. There's another one, horse rescued while running loose in traffic. It's always funny when you see these stories of these animals just running wild. You know, you see them once in a while, like bears. You see this in California quite a bit, actually. There'd be bears on the news. And, of course, it's a different news item. It breaks up the usual traffic monotony and stuff. But it was also easy for helicopters to zoom in on the bear. So I think that was partly why they did it, is that they could cover the story with their helicopter pretty easily. They finally built, this is interesting, they built, trying to avoid people here because somebody put a wreath on that bench over there. That's kind of cool. They finally built these bridges for bears in California so that they could travel. The freeway was breaking up their natural home, and they realized that the bears were getting cut off and they weren't acting normal. Their mating patterns and their eating patterns were messed up. So they said, well, let's build a bridge so they can, you know, roam around to their full width of their living space. And that's what they did. The bears loved it. Didn't take the bear. It was interesting. It didn't take the bears long to figure out. It's so funny. Animals are so interesting. Such a nice day out here, guys. All right. So the horse was rescued. That's good. Ohio man's lost high school ring found 53 years later. All right. Well, okay. Since that's local news to this town, let's figure this out. Ohio man lost his high school class ring while washing his car in 1967. You dummy. Somebody found it with a metal detector. He looked everywhere all these years. A Facebook post from this metal detector person sparked a renewed search. It's the metal detector guy posted it on Facebook, and the lost ring guy came across it. He called him up. He said, "Hey, man." Or contacted him on Facebook, I guess. So they... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay, there's a different twist. So the ring guy lost his ring in 1967. He saw a Facebook post from the metal detector guy who was posting different things that he found. Okay. He contacted him. And the two of them got permission from the house, the homeowners, where the ring guy lost his ring. And they asked if they could run the metal detector in the backyard. And that's where they found it. They were close to giving up. And then tick, 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 ding, 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 ding. What is the sound it makes? Let's turn around. This was the first park in the city, 1851. I'm sure at the time it was huge, but when you're reading fake news or odd news, you can cover it pretty quick. Well, that's kind of cool. That's a different twist. All right. Taiwan Zoo's escaped anteater found 3 months later. Hey, where you been, bro? I've been eating ants. Bro, what you been doing? Oh, well, yeah, I just thought I'd go for a walk. And yeah, I started eating ants, so I got hungry, but I looked up, had a nice snack, 10, 20 ants, nice snack, and then I look up, I'm like, oh, I don't recognize any of this. I don't recognize any of these surroundings. So it took me a while to come back home. But let me tell you something. Folks. Especially any anteaters in the audience today, in the television audience. You get outside your house, man, there's some pretty nice, pretty tasty ants out there. There's a wide variety of ants all over the place. I would suggest maybe take a road trip, see what you can find, man. I think I gained 20 pounds even though I walked like 1,400 miles. All right, here we go. Speaking of animals, a lot of animals in the odd news, right? A deer repeatedly attempts to break into New Jersey school. You know, that's not the worst of it. This deer wouldn't wear a mask. He's trying to come into the school. I mean, it's good that he wants to learn, okay? He wants to learn. He's one of these students that shows up early. They've done all the work. They want to go to a good school. They don't come from a lot of money, so they know it's on their shoulders, but they're not backing down. They're taking on the challenge. It's on his antlers. It's on his antlers to get it done. Okay, so that's good. But look, he's not wearing a mask. He's just stormtrooping the doors. Bang! And the custodian's in there going, what the hell? Bang! That's a deer. He's trying to break into the school. All right, here we go. Man uses sword. Let me say that again. Man uses sword to slice 68 grapes while standing on balance board. I was telling my brother, there's a guy on TikTok. His thing is setting Guinness World Records, and he doesn't really care what they are. So, for example, I think one of his records, so he looks for records that he thinks he can beat, right? Because there's a million different types of Guinness World Records, and you don't have to have a Guinness person there. You have to send in a video, and then they confirm it from the video, I guess. That way, you know, you can do it during COVID or whatever. But that's just, I thought, because that's one of the questions in this guy's comments all the time is, well, where's the Guinness person? Because that's what I thought. They had to be there, witness it or whatever. So one of the records he has is setting golf tees on top of golf balls. The most in, the most in a row, something like that. So on TikTok, he shows it. He lines up these golf balls with a tee, one tee in front of each ball, and then he goes, boom, boom. And he's really, you know, it's a lot harder than you think to do that. and he does it, you know, like 18 in a row, I think. I can't remember if it was the fastest or the most. But yeah, the fastest before you, yeah, I'm not sure. But another one he does is he takes old CDs or just CDs or DVDs and he throws them like a frisbee into a DVD, let's say DVDs. He takes a DVD and throws the DVD into the DVD player from across the room. Now, of course, he's only putting in the ones that he makes, right? But I mean, on the videos. And he says, he puts the notes on the video. He says, this is 3 hours of work. So you imagine the patience just standing there throwing this thing. But to even get it once is kind of amazing, right? To be able to throw a DVD, he's pretty good. He's like, whew, and he goes ka-kunk right inside the machine. It makes me think, I wonder if there's one that I could do, you know. That'd be a funny video. Attempting Guinness World Records and having complete failure. Maybe that's the way, that's the angle. And that would be the thumbnail. I attempted a world record. My failed attempt at a world record. Somebody left me a comment on one of my videos. This guy said, good stuff. He said, but your thumbnail game is weak. Oh yeah? He's probably right. They are kind of lame. Guys, I'll have to find the video, but my brother and I were over here with his dog. This is about 3 or 4 years ago. And he's a little dog. It's a little dog, you know, and he's running around, which, you know, not supposed to do, but he's running around. And I know people say, oh, he's harmless. He really is. This dog really is. So don't come for me, but so these kids start running with him. Like he's running, you know, dogs running around. These kids are running, and these moms are freaking out, like freaking out that it's dangerous. And we think it's hilarious that these kids who, you know, and the dog are jumping and playing, you know, just like in a children's book or something. It was very, very charming. But these moms, like a couple of the moms, are just going bananas. And I said to my brother, I said, you better get the dog. They're gonna they're going to have a heart attack out here, right here at this playground. It was unbelievable. Oh, but it made for a good video. Am I on the wrong side? Am I on the wrong side of the light? All right, here we go. We got the grape slicing guy. Lottery numbers from rubber ball toy pay off after 6 years. Lottery numbers from rubber ball toy pay off after 6 years. Okay, so the guy has some kind of toy. Kept playing the numbers from the toy. Finally paid off. Okay. Australian suburb covered in hairy panic tumbleweeds. What? Hairy panic. I don't know. Sardine can. What? Oh, here we go. See, there we go. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sardine can Christmas tree breaks Guinness World Record. There you go. See, I could have done this. Oh no, I couldn't. It's really big. Wow. A food company in the Philippines broke a Guinness World Record when it assembled more than 70,000 cans of sardines into a nearly 20-foot tall Christmas tree. So, you know, I think it'd be funny if you just you found some impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but you find some ridiculous world record like that. See, on TikTok, you only have 60 seconds, right? And plus, the joke really shouldn't be more than that anyway. You know. But anyway, so you go out and buy some sardine cans or whatever it is, and you just start building it like you're... Actually, this would be pretty timely, because it is Christmas. You watch, I'm going to do this. Go get some sardine cans and start like I'm building it out. And then it doesn't work. All right, 70,000 cans. That's funny. It came up right after we were talking about it. Good thing about the winter, this park is kind of empty, so it's easy to record. Although that freeway is kind of noisy. You could probably hear it. Let's see. All right. 2 giraffes rescued from flooding island in Kenya. Okay, good. I'm glad they were rescued. Texas man houses chickens in scale replica of Astrodome. Oh, that's good. Might as well get the deets on that. I think I could use that. UBI.com, of course. Oh, that's the giraffes. I think I hit it wrong. Bro. Might be a little wind noise today on the old mic. You can see the trees. Texas man's handiwork is going viral after he built a scale model of the Astrodome to serve as a coop for his chickens. Took him about 100 hours, the 1:60 scale replica. It was going to be a greenhouse for his wife. They decided to make it a chicken coop when their flock grew too large for their former accommodations. He shared photos. It's got an Astros logo, a U.S. flag, and the numbers of retired jerseys. You know, it's funny. We went there as kids when it was new, because we lived there. We lived in Texas. And when you're a kid and you see the Astrodome for the first time, you got to keep moving. Well, I guess if you're a kid, see any stadium that size. But anyway, it's burned into my memory, because he's talking about the response to this has been overwhelming, and he said a lot of people just have fond memories of the Astrodome. Now you could say, yeah, so let's just say that. Not all fond memories, but it's funny how sports play such an emotional role in our lives, you know. Golf and hockey for me primarily as a participant, and then basically all sports. It's just the drama of sports. I remember I was walking down the street in LA, one of the main streets called Wilshire Boulevard. And just as I came up on this schoolyard, this little kid, like he's probably, I'm going to say probably 8, maybe 7. He hits this ball. They're playing t-ball. And he hits this ball and he starts running toward first. And, you know, little kid. And as the play unfolded, you could see he had a chance to get a home run, because, you know, they're little kids. They kept overthrowing the ball, missing the ball. But it was like a mini drama playing out just as I came up, and I'm like, he's gonna make it. So now I'm rooting for this kid. As I'm walking by, I'm like, come on, man, give me a second. All right, just a second. You know, and again, he's like dee-da-lee-da-lee-da-lee-da-lee. He's running as fast as he can. And he rounds third, and the third. Just to look at his face too, the earnestness, you know, when they're at that age, they're just kind of like, you know, square jaw. They're just like, ee. And he rounds third, and now I'm going, come on, go. And because every other throw has been off. You know that the home plate throw is not going to be very good either. But you don't know. And so, you know, it's just that sports. Will they make it? Will they? That's the thing. That's why, of a million reasons why sports is so fun. You like, it's a clear-cut situation. He's got to get to home, or he's going to be out. Like, that's simple. And then when it's you know, when it's close, it's dramatic. I don't know. You're like, wow, you're easily entertained. Well, it's just funny when it is, and it was just, he was such a character. He was just like, you know, he looked like a was that Nelson Rockwell? You know what I mean? Looked like a Rockwell painting cover on Saturday Evening Post or something. You know, he had his cup jeans. He's like, it's pretty funny. He made it. I don't know if I said that part. He made a home run. After all that, I didn't even give him the ending. All right, guys. I think that's enough. I got to get some blood sugar spike from lunch. I'm gonna have some I'm gonna have a baked potato, which I found out has an extremely high glycemic index. It spikes your blood sugar because it converts really fast. Glycemic, which is not good. Other than that, it's really good for you, man. They're really healthy, especially the skin. Unfortunately, it's a starch. Starches convert quickly. I might be misappropriating the actual facts here, but that's how I understand it. And this is the opposite of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to level out my sugar, level out my blood sugar. So I don't know. Will I be buying more potatoes in the future? It's on the cusp. We got to put it before a judge panel and see what the results are. Talk to you soon.